Assalamu alaikum. It's really a nice day here today. Nice and sunny. We got a little bit of snow, like maybe 3 inches. It's like it doesn't come up over my boot. But today I wanted to show y'all my chicken feed that I use for my game chickens. Especially this time of year coming up on spring, I usually a little bit more frozen than I thought. Coming up on this time of year, I usually mix mash in with my chicken feed, but I try to use an all around balanced chicken food. And it's got it's got corn in it, it's got alfalfa in it, it's got wheat in it, sunflower seeds, and a layer pellet in it, and it's all coarsely ground. And like, a lot of people make fun of my feed and say that it's too fine, but I think grinding it up like this makes them eat more of it, more of a variety of it, because the big pieces they can just kind of pick through, and like if they like the sunflower seeds, they'll eat all them out, and where this stuff is all mixed, so they get kind of more of a balanced, complete nutrition, more balanced, because they have to eat all of it rather than just picking out the various things that they like or don't like. So it works great for me, and like, you know, my gamecocks, they have a nice weight to them, and you know, people always say that my birds look really good when they come visit in person. So despite the fact that I think I got weird feed, and it's, you know, when you got this many birds, you also have to do something that's economical. So that's my goal, and in feed is to feed something that's nutritious, as natural as possible, and at the same time also economical. So that's kind of like the driving factor behind the type of feed that I use for my game birds. So this is a question that I have. Like a couple years back, there was a really big thing going around about GMOs, and everybody, you know, not wanting to eat GMO plants, and you know, buying seeds that are non-GMO, and you know, corn that's non-GMO, and big deal about GMOs. So my question is, what about chickens that are GMOs? Because to me it seems that heritage breed chickens are GMOs. Because, like, you know, what is the difference between a heritage breed chicken and a game chicken? Basically, a heritage chicken is a chicken that has been genetically modified so that it will just lay eggs, as many eggs as possible, and that it will not have any of the natural instincts like to hatch their own babies or to take care of chicks. All those instincts are bred out of them. Or like broilers, like those really fast-growing broilers that are like ready to eat in 8 weeks or whatever. You know, they're just like, they grow so fast, they grow bigger than their legs can hold them, and you got to feed them just right, or they'll all be crippled, and because they'll overgrow the, you know, their body. Like, to me, I don't know. It's just, what do you guys think about that? Like, you know, I'd rather eat game chickens, I guess, than those. Like, I eat like regular heritage breed chickens. That's usually like what we butcher, but like uh, broilers and those really fast growing chickens, to me, they don't taste that good either. They don't taste as good as the heritage breed chickens if you butcher them at just the right age. But what do you guys think about that? Does if it's meat, does that not matter if it's a GMO, or what is your guys' opinion on that? Anyways, my feed's all stirred, and look at that. That's just, I think to the chickens that's gotta look really delicious and nutritious. It's got everything in it. It's got greens in it so that the chickens that are unable to get grass, especially this time of year. So we've got alfalfa ground up in there. Like I said, there's wheat in there. There's corn. There's protein pellet. There's protein pellet for the feathers in there. It's just great feed for show chickens. And the price is pretty decent. I'm paying about, I think, $26 for 100 pounds of this stuff. And another thing I'll tell you, they really lay good on this stuff too. Like they're already. I've already got several hens making nests. I'll take you and show you in a little bit here because we're gonna do straw. But it's a great feed. I just really like it, and I guess I don't really care that everybody thinks my feed is ugly or weird. But it's a great feed. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Anybody in Michigan? I get my feed in Stanwood on Fillmore Road. There's Countryside Feeds. That's where I get my feed, and they're real reasonable. They'll work with you. You can get it in bulk, or you can get it in small bags. I think you probably can get a better price if you get it in bulk. But just thought I'd share that. I wanted to show you guys. These are my black roundheads. I got a few hens that are starting to sit already. And this time of year when it's cold like this, I don't really have a super good success rate usually when it's cold, because if the eggs get below 40 degrees when they're laying them before they start sitting, they will not hatch. Unless sometimes the hens will sleep on the eggs like at night to try to keep them from freezing before they start sitting. But one thing I do is I always try to make sure the nests have really got a lot of straw, a lot of bedding in there to help insulate the eggs. And that might, hopefully I'm hoping that helps improve the hatch rate a little bit. When it's cool like this, you always have an iffy hatch rate. And here, we don't use electricity at all, so really our only option to hatch is to use the hens for hatching. But time of year when they first start sitting, early in the spring like this, I usually really try to be diligent to make sure they've got good bedding and good straw going on there so that the chicks hatch well, and you get a little bit better success that way. I've already thrown out lots of eggs this year already from a couple other hens that just sat too early and the eggs just were freezing. They didn't hatch. This is a crossed Dom crossover, some kind of blue, I'm not sure exactly what, but she's got a nest in there. I got the pine needles in here like about 8 inches thick. She's a muff. I'm not real fond of muffs when it comes to game chickens, but I was hoping to sell her to somebody, But so far, I think people aren't really interested in that look. she hasn't sold well, and so I threw her in with that Dom rooster. He's pure Dom, and let you have a look at him. But he's pure Dom. She's crossed. I was hoping somebody would see her and want to buy her, but so far not. I probably shouldn't even let her sit, but when I realized she was sitting, I had no idea how long she'd even been sitting for. These are my sweaters. They have a lot of eggs, and looks like they got them covered up in the straw. Not sure if you can see them in there, but they must have had 30 eggs in there. I threw some of them out because they've probably been laying for 2 weeks, and it's been pretty cold at night. And I checked a couple times, and I noticed they weren't sleeping on them at night, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on them and just throwing a few out to make sure there's fresh eggs in there. It's a little warmer now. That's kind of in the 40s, thankfully. It's been so cold for so long. But which one was I going to check next? Let's check these guys. And they don't have anything going on there. Let's check this side. Ooh. They got some going in there. I'm probably going to have to do the same thing here, is just take some of them out and throw them out, because I'm sure that they've been laying those eggs for a while, and that there's some of them that are not any good. But anyways, I just share that with you guys, and you always hear about people throwing out eggs in the spring, and how, everybody says a cold, wet spring, you don't get a good hatch. Usually the very first hatch, if it's real cold and wet like this. But that's kind of what I do, is just throw out some of the older eggs and make sure there's a lot of straw in there, so that it kind of insulate the nest a bit. And sometimes some of the older hens, like I say, once they start making a nest, they might sleep on them at night to just keep the eggs from getting too cold until they decide to sit on them. These are the minor blues. Looks like this hen here is sitting. Let's check and make sure it's... Looks like I got cardboard in the bottom of there. She's got tons of straw. She might do alright. Looks like one of the other hens is starting a nest there. I have to keep an eye on that. It warms up, it'll probably be alright, but if it gets cold again, it might not work. Super windy today, guys. It's just, I don't know, the winds are probably 20 miles an hour. I don't really feel like working out in this weather. It's kind of chilly too. I think it's probably just above freezing, maybe 38 or so today. Just a little bit chilly. But I just thought I'd do some inside work, so I'm putting fresh straw in my barrel pens. And one thing I got is pens. There's people that talk down on the barrel pens, and they say, you never have real healthy chickens raising them in the barrel pens. My number one advice, I'd say, my number one tip on these things is you got to keep them full of straw. They scratch the straw out after a while, and then they're in just kind of a bare floor like that. And what happens is when it gets really cold, then they get frostbitten. Their toes get frostbitten and break off, etc. So the thing is, I think, you know, I think I got 45 barrels in this room, and the other room I think I've got 30. You get so many of them that, you know, keeping them full of straw becomes a hassle. But I always try to make sure at least the very minimum once a month I put fresh straw in them. If I know it's going to be cold and I see they're getting a little muddy, then I'll do it even sooner. But that's the best way to raise healthy chickens in these barrel pens. I got some really beautiful hens in here. And it's really important to me to keep my animals healthy and to sell good, healthy birds. I just thought I'd share that. That's one of the downsides of these barrel pens is you really got to keep them full of straw. I don't always should, but I try to keep them full. It's definitely something I definitely got to, you know, constantly be on the ball, keep reminding myself to keep them full, because it, like I say, you get real busy and it just gets to be something that you don't think of right away, and then you get a couple hens that got frostbitten toes, and I don't know why, but it seems like in these barrel pens they tend to, you know, they're real susceptible to getting frostbitten toes if you don't keep them full of straw. And because of the way the wire front on them, it's easy for them to just scratch all the straw out, and you know, a week or two they're out of straw again. But I just thought I'd share that. I did show you how I make the barrel pens in the previous videos, and that's just another tidbit or helpful tip on raising game chickens with the barrel pens. They're handy because you can put a lot of them in a small area, like I do here in the wintertime. I keep them in the barn so I don't have to be outside in the open air to feed. But yeah, it's very important to keep them, if you want to keep them healthy, to keep straw in there.